I grew up in a home, single mom home, with a twin brother and a half brother who's 9 years older. And obviously it's important that the presence or absence of a father in a young man's life or in a boy's life is important. I don't even think that in our family's case that it was that my mom recognized that she needed somebody to partner with her. It really was in the providence of God. God had been working in my grandmother's life. So when she was, I think, in her 50s, I was 9, my grandma got married to a godly man. This was the first man, by the way, in the life of either my grandmother or my mother who could be described as genuinely godly. Up until that point, that was not the case at all. And one of the things that he recognized really fast was, as he looked at my twin brother and myself, he recognized, as he put it, this was a disaster waiting to happen. And so I don't think he really felt equipped to be the man himself, but he immediately told my mom in no uncertain terms, you need to get your boys involved in the CSB, the Christian Service Brigade program at their church. And I didn't understand all the stuff that was going on in the background. All I knew is that we were going to go to this group. I honestly don't even remember the first time I went, but I remember loving it from the first time that we were there. And that was the first time where I got to interact consistently with godly men. I can honestly say, without a shadow of a doubt, that decision that my grandfather may not have had any clue how dramatic an impact it would make on the rest of the course of my life, that decision to involve us in that ministry with those men was the most pivotal moment in my life thus far. I saw men that I wanted to become like. And because it wasn't just one man, too, it was a whole host of guys, I was able to see strengths and weaknesses and gifts and abilities and really draw upon a whole host of different attributes, fruits of the Spirit, that I wanted to emulate. I realize as I look back now that there's no way I would have had an idea of what it means to disciple my own son were it not for the men who weren't my fathers, but nevertheless chose to disciple me, showing me what it means for a father to disciple a son. For more than 75 years, Christian Service Brigade has been coming alongside the men in the local church to both help them evangelize, but also to disciple the next generation of men. Christian Service Brigade learned a long time ago how boys like to learn and what it means to disciple boys and young men. And part of that is through what we call an activity-driven process. So you're actually learning while you're doing stuff. We think that that's a lot like what Jesus did. As he was walking along doing things with his disciples, he would take those opportunities to help instruct them and lead them and show them and be an example to them. If you're interested in learning more about our ministry, I'd encourage you to go to csbministries.org, csbministries.org. Take a look. You can connect with us, ask a few questions. There's resources there specifically designed to help you learn a little bit more about our ministry and how you might actually be a part of discipling the next generation.